Before we start off with today's video, if you guys would like to join the Discord server, link will be in the description below and will also be in that pinned comment. If it's been more than 7 days, please use the latest video, as that's the one where the links will be working. And of course, I'd love to have you on this channel as well, so make sure to subscribe with that bell on so you don't miss any of the videos. But anyway, let's get right into today's video. Just a quick announcement, guys. I have launched a new channel called Denayan Short Stuff, where it's basically like a comedy channel and it's like in series and episodes and all of that. If you guys like to check that out, link will be in the description below. If you could subscribe, share, view, like, that would mean an absolute ton to me, as I'm trying to get this channel off the ground now. So yeah, but anyway, this here is the Kia Rio Mk4. Now the Rio, it didn't start off well, because Kia didn't start off well. The original one was like some sort of estate looking thing, a boring one. The second generation had the indicator on the wrong side. The third one is where they got it right. And then this fourth one is, well, this one. So it rivals cars such as the Fiesta, Corsa and all of that. And it's South Korean, and basically I pretty much said everything I can. So let's just review the car, see how it fares, and yeah, ignore the shuffleness of my jacket. Hopefully blue screen works. It doesn't recognize this, hopefully. So when it comes to the exterior, the front, it is nice. It's not bad. It's compared to Kia's of old, as in old, like 2000s Kia, it is pretty good looking. And even now, it's between good and pretty good looking, pretty nice looking. We'll put it in there. So I mean, all the shapes, they just work out fine, and all the, you know, designs are all okay and they work. I mean, I see nothing wrong with it besides that grill at the top. I feel like they could have done a bit more with that, like, I don't know, maybe make it a real grill or something like that. But anyway, the whole design, it works, it's all fine. I have nothing to complain about. The facelift did change things up a bit. So where the fog lights are, you can see it now joins into the main bit of the grill. Above the main bit of the grill, there's another section of grill, and then that fake grill above bit has been made thinner. So that's the facelift. The side profile is also, you know, I really like it. This only comes as a 5-door. The previous generation came as a 3-door, but you could also get it as a 5-door. So this one, it does look pretty nice. I mean, this is the GT Line / GT Line S version, so it does look a bit more sporty, but the point still stands. It's nice shapes and nothing's unproportionate, and you know, it's not boring in the sense of Kias of old. The rear, well, it's a bit boring, but frankly it works completely fine. I mean, as plain as it is, I mean, there's nothing wrong with the shapes, nothing wrong with the, you know, boot lid or bumper or anything like that, so I can't really complain too much. I do believe that if you got different trims, the light design would change slightly. That's what it looks like, I think, anyway. But on the facelift, I really can't see anything different. So all that's different I can see is the Kia badge, which has changed because Kia, of course, revolutionized their badge. But that's the only difference I personally see. If you can see a difference on the rear, please let me know in the comments. And depending on what trim you got, like I said with the side profile, you got GT Line, GT Line S and all of that. So this one would have been for that, like the front, you know, wouldn't have the traditional fog lights. The rear would have, you know, twin exhausts, and it would have those fin bumpers, those vents and all of that. But if you got a more basic one, it wouldn't have any fog light in there. It'd just be a gap of sorts, or even if you didn't get it as an option, that might be possible, it would still look like that. When it comes to the interior, so it is a nice, plain, simple, nicely laid out interior. So the infotainment screen is there, and it's pretty much simple. You got your main screen, but you got buttons on the side and 2 dials, 2 knobs, and that's all you need. Below it, you've got your climate controls, which easy to use, and they're knobs, so they're not in the screen. And that's really all there is to this. I mean, there's obviously a few bits everywhere else, you know, a few little buttons and vents and all that. You know, there's a nice shape cut out, sort of, on the passenger side. But it's an overall, you know, it's good enough for your average person. I mean, even you're not average person, you're extremely classy person, I mean, granted, a very classy person wouldn't buy this, but the point still stands that they should be okay with this. And then the facelift, it was the same, but they did change the entertainment screen, so now it looked like this. And obviously the buttons have been moved to the bottom now rather than the side. Other than that, I don't see a difference. I personally don't mind either. When it comes to the performance, so you got petrol or diesel engines, and we'll get to mild hybrid, but you can read it anyway, but it doesn't matter. Anyway, so for petrol, you got a 1.25 litre with 83 horsepower, a 1.4 with 98 horsepower, a 1 litre with 99 brake horsepower that has a turbo, and then a 1 litre again with a turbo, 118 horsepower, but for the facelift they did add mild hybrid technology. So the UK didn't get the 1.6 litre variant, that was for other markets. So I mean, even though we didn't get it, you might as well still include it, you know, it still exists. And then diesels, now these didn't last long, these lasted like 1 or 2 years. I think they got rid of them in 2018. So there's 1.4 litre with 76 horsepower, and then you can also get an 89 horsepower one. Now what we're going to do is take one from each like we usually do. So for the petrol, I chose the 99 brake horsepower one. So it has 1 litre capacity with 3 cylinders with a turbo, 126 pound-feet of torque, and it is front wheel drive. It weighed 1,155 kilograms or 1,228 kilograms depending on the gearbox, which was a 5-speed manual, but I believe it was changed to a 6-speed later on. And then you could also get a 7-speed dual clutch transmission gearbox as well, which is an automatic. Now 60 is 10.3 for the manual and 11 for the automatic, but top speed remains the same at 117 miles an hour. I believe the 1.4 variant had a 4-speed automatic gearbox and it wasn't dual clutch, so that's nearly half the gears that this car has in terms of automatic. But you could get it with manual option too if you wanted. Then for the diesel, I chose the more powerful option. So it had 1.4 litre inline 4-cylinder with a turbo, 89 horsepower and 177 pound-feet of torque. It was front wheel drive and it weighed 1,230 kilograms. Gearbox was only a 6-speed manual for this. And the 60 was 11.6 seconds and the top speed was 108 miles an hour. So even though the diesels didn't last that long, they are still included, and you got plenty of petrols as well. So you've got a whole nice engine range as well, and there are a few automatics for you to go for as well. Now, practicality. So the boot was 325 litres big, and that was pretty big for this class of car. The Skoda Fabia was slightly bigger, but it was still one of the biggest, and it was a nice big versatile boot. You know, it was nice, big, deep, and it was a nice rounded square shape, so it's easy to get stuff in and out. So overall a nice, usable, friendly boot really. When it comes to the rear seats, so headroom was actually pretty decent for this class of car. You know, there was plenty of headroom for you if you needed it, if you were tall. Legroom on the other hand was mixed. So if 2 people were tall, it would be a bit difficult. But if one of you was short, then it would be easier. So really it's a bit, you know, it's a bit mixed, let's put it that way. Now, when it comes to the handling and the comfort, so it was a mixed bag, so I've read. So some reviews have said that the comfort, it's good, and obviously it wasn't uncomfortable, but you could definitely feel it jittery over bumps and cracks and potholes that UK roads tend to have. And then the handling wise itself, they say it's okay for what it is. The steering can be a bit vague. It can hold its own, it can go through a corner without any trouble at all, but it just doesn't have the fun that a Ford Fiesta has. So even though it's not a Ford Fiesta, you know, Fords are known for handling, so if you wanted a good handling hatch, you'd go for that. But this isn't really fully designed for it. But either way, because it's mixed, you know, it's not the best, you know, because, you know, it's split. You know, some people say it's good, some people say it's bad when it comes to comfort. Well, not bad, just not as good as it could be. So unfortunately it's not the best for this Kia. Fortunately, that's all I can say upon this. Is there anything else worth noting? Well, say bye-bye to it. Well, no, actually, should have already said bye-bye to it. It left last year. So I believe in Europe, America and Australia, it's gone. and they want to replace it with some crossovers or stuff like that. I don't know about other markets, but I just know it's gone from, especially where I am here in England, it's gone. It went last year. But anyway, what is the verdict? So, the pros are, the exterior is good, it has a nice interior with a good engine range, it has a big boot, and the headroom was good. Cons are, the legroom is slightly bad. I say slightly because it's depending on variants, basically, that's all it is. Handling and comfort is a mixed bag, so, you know, it's comfortable, but you will feel the bumps at lower speeds, and it can be a little bit jittery, and handling itself wasn't the best. Steering was a little vague and it wasn't as fun as the Fiesta. But don't let this stop you from wanting or buying a Kia Rio. I mean, it's not a bad car at all. But anyway, that does conclude the review of the Kia Rio Mark 4. Bye. If you want me to review a car, you can let me know in the comments below. And also remember, please check out the Denayan Short Stuff channel, link will be in the description below. And if you can subscribe, like, comment and share all of it, that would be great. Peace.